Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reading you guys the essays that got me rejected from almost every single UC. And I know I'm wearing a Texas shirt, but this is actually not where I ended up going. I'm at UC Irvine right now. Hey. But I wanted to read you guys the essays that got me rejected from LA, Berkeley, San Diego, Santa Barbara, waitlisted at Davis, waitlisted at UCI, and then I got off the waitlist. So without further ado, let's embarrass myself. Personally thought that my essays were good, but I guess the admissions officers did not agree. So let's start with the first essay. It's the leadership essay, and I wrote about how I was a resident assistant at my high school. So let's get into it. Okay, New Dorm was infamously known for all the wrong reasons. Despite its deceivingly new-sounding name, New Dorm remained the oldest, furthest, and only renovated dorm on Madeira's vibrant campus, making the New Dorm experience commonly dreaded by most underclassmen. Given its reputation, it's easy to picture the concerned looks and pitiful comfort I was met with when selected to be a resident assistant in New Dorm for my senior year. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm gonna be reading only the intros to the essays because I don't want my whole essays just out on the internet for anyone to copy. So yeah, that was the intro, and my blush messed up. So yeah, that's the intro, and then I went on to talk about how I made the dorm a fun place to live for my residents instead of a place where like everyone didn't want to live. So period. Show your impact. That is something I did throughout all of these essays. I think didn't work, but let me just read the conclusion actually, because this one was kind of cute. Although the stereotypes of New Dorm have yet to be fully erased, I've learned that through dedication we can transcend limiting stereotypes and foster community within unlikely places. I'm excited to continue developing my leadership skills through building communities at UC, no matter how unconventional. Clock it. What can I say? Okay, the second essay I wrote about was the greatest talent or skill essay. So this one was about, I think, cultural adaptability. So I said, although my collection of wooden zebras may seem rather useless to some, they are the sole objects I've always sought to emulate. Following me throughout my life, from moving to Kenya, Angola, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and the US, my wooden zebras have watched me realize that I too have unique stripes of my own. Aww. So I basically just wrote about how I have like a very multicultural upbringing, with my dad being white, my mom being black. Kind of cliche, but yeah. And yeah, I just like wrote about how living in multiple different countries just really helped me develop that skill of cultural adaptability. Oh, and then I also talked about how it helped me in some of the internships I had because I was working in like a very multicultural space. Okay, the third essay was about an educational opportunity that I overcame. And I talked about being a classroom aide in a 5th grade classroom. So I said, faced with the wrath of 19 angsty elementary schoolers, I found myself in the chaotic confines of Miss Green's 5th grade classroom at blank elementary school. Having a limited understanding of how to effectively accommodate 19 different needs, I became overwhelmed with how to properly attend to everyone. So then I wrote about how I helped this girl who only knew how to speak Portuguese and wasn't really that good at math. I taught her how to get better at math, I guess, because I knew a little bit of Portuguese, and so it kind of just worked out that way. And yeah, I hosted a lot of like poster making workshops for the kids as well, so that was like leadership. Okay, my storage is about to run out, so let me hurry up. Okay, number 4, I wrote about the academic subject that inspires me, and let me tell you what I wrote. So I said, during my sorry guys, I need to calm down. During my freshman year, widespread protests erupted throughout Nigeria as the End SARS movement, a social revolt against government corruption, gained mass attraction. As classes became virtual due to the unrest, I unknowingly joined what seemed like a typical social studies class with Mr. Daniel. However, when I was met with the sound of rioting and blaring sirens coming from his Zoom icon, I knew his class was different. Mr. Daniel was caught in the traffic of the protests. So my camera ended up cutting me off, but my last essay was just about how like living abroad made me really interested in like a bunch of the global issues that are happening, and that was the premise of the essay. And like I connected it to some of the internships that I've done in the past too that like involve my major and stuff like that. But anyways, those are my essays. I hope you guys can get some inspiration on what not to write about, I guess, because I don't know guys, I don't know. Anyways, good luck to everyone applying, and I hope this helped. Tune in for more college content.